Let's get more on the
Savannah.
political fallout now from this major attack on Iran from the moderator of Meet the Press, Kristen Welker. Kristen, good morning to you. First of all, Kristen, let's talk about the potential political fallout and what we've seen so far from Democrats and Republicans. And let's talk also a little bit about the public sentiment here. What more do we know about how the average American feels about what's happening right now in Iran?
Well, Craig, first to the political fallout. There are really two aspects to this. We are seeing the president's MAGA base divided, quite frankly, Craig, in a way that we haven't in the past. You have Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene saying that this goes against his America First foreign policy, his promise to get America out of foreign wars, and runs the risk of ensnaring the United States in the Middle East, potentially costing American lives. Then there's the debate that's roiling on Capitol Hill with Democrats and even some Republicans saying he needed to get congressional approval before launching these attacks. So what are people saying? An Economist YouGov poll, this was taken before the strikes, Craig. It shows 60% of Americans think the U.S. military should not get involved in the conflict between Israel and Iran. So the public clearly watching very closely. Again, this poll taken before those strikes were launched, but it does give you a sense of where public sentiment was, at least before those bombs went off.
Kristen, I saw you Meet the Press yesterday talking to the Vice President of the United States, and he intimated that this was not a war on Iran. This was a war on Iran's nuclear facility. And then after that, you heard from a number of Republicans yesterday who said this is not about regime change, not about regime change. And then you see the post from President Trump himself on his social media platform where he basically says there's the post right there. It's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? How do you explain the mixed messaging, Kristen, and what does that tell you?
Craig, this is classic President Trump. He does his own communications. You're absolutely right. The vice president, the secretary of state, the defense secretary out on Sunday on message saying the U.S. doesn't want regime change. Then he sends out that tweet with the opposite message. I spoke with a senior White House official who had spoken to the president today, who told me that Iran, the brutal regime, has terrorized the Iranian people for far too long. They should rise up and demand better from their leadership. But that does not mean the United States should or would be involved in that effort. Here's the key, Craig. This may just be underscoring what Israel is signaling, that it believes regime change is necessary. We'll see how it plays out.
Yes, we will. Kristen Welker, moderator of Meet the Press. Kristen, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.